Well, right now in the battle to defeat ISIS, action near the front lines as Iraqi special forces move thousands of civilians from villages near Mosul as they work to recapture the Islamic State stronghold. This comes as Defense Secretary Ash Carter says coalition forces may soon expand a campaign to retake Mosul to include the ISIS capital of Raqqa inside Syria. Benjamin Hall is live in Erbil, Iraq with more. Benjamin?
Hi, Jenna. Well, today there was a real lull in the fighting as Iraqi troops sought to consolidate some of the gains that they've made over the last few days. You can see it, if you will, as the calm before the main assault on Mosul. Today, troops did begin massing nearer Mosul, bringing in reinforcements for that battle. But ahead of them, ISIS is said to also be preparing, with some media reporting that hundreds of fighters have been seen entering the city from the west wearing suicide vests. Now, that couldn't be independently verified. Today, Iraqi special forces also moved 1,000 people out from villages near the front lines, while at the same time ahead of them, ISIS are said to have grown increasingly brutal in the city as it seeks to eliminate potential threats from among the local population. And today we spent some time in the recently liberated town of Bartella. We saw some of the devastated churches there, but also some of their abandoned command centers. This is the oldest church in Iraq, and it was under ISIS control for over 2 years. You can see just by looking around the deliberate desecration of holy sites here. The altar has been burned, the crosses have been ripped off the walls, but this church is still standing. Many others have been razed to the ground. Nearby, in another church, we found an ISIS command center. It was rigged with IEDs, and in one room we found suicide belts and sniper rounds. On the wall here you have a crudely drawn ISIS flag. This room was used for their meetings. Over here you can see the roster, where snipers had to go in the village and at what time. But most chillingly, if you look down here, you see a list of where those snipers should be aiming, the most vulnerable spots on the body. And the top 3 are eyes, nose and ears. You know, fascinating to see how they organize themselves, but also very chilling to see the destruction they leave behind them. And of course, that makes you think, what's going to happen ahead in the battle for Mosul itself? Jenna?
Benjamin, thank you.